You might have heard this word before, mindfulness. Maybe you heard it at school, or you might have heard that mindfulness helps you to have a healthy mind and healthy body. It could help you to calm down or control your emotions. But what exactly is mindfulness? Hi everyone, I'm Amber and I'm a mindfulness teacher. This video is to help you get your head wrapped around the word mindfulness and find out how it can help you in your everyday life. Here's one definition that's easy to understand and easy to remember. Mindfulness is paying attention to what's happening right now in your inner world and your outer world. We're not thinking about what happened this morning. We're not daydreaming about what might happen this afternoon. We can only pay attention to what's happening right now, this very second. And we do that by noticing what's happening in our inner world and our outer world. Our inner world is everything that's happening inside of us, and that could include several different things. Inside of us, we can pay attention to our thoughts, the ideas and the things that we're thinking in our head, our feelings and emotions. If we're happy or sad, we can notice how we're feeling and also where we feel that inside of our body. So if I feel angry, I often feel that as a tightening in my chest. I feel my head heat up. I feel my muscles get tight and tense. Emotions can have a physical effect on our body, and we can use mindfulness to notice how we're feeling and where we're feeling that emotion. And finally, we can notice sensations in our body. Maybe I have a headache and I can feel a pain inside my head. Or perhaps I hurt my shoulder. I fell down during PE and I bruised my shoulder, and I can feel that inside. We can use mindfulness to notice the things that we can physically feel and our emotions that we can feel inside of our body. That is our inner world. Now, one very important thing to remember when we're noticing what's going on inside our inner world is to notice with kindness. Whatever we're feeling is okay. Even if we're feeling angry or sad, those emotions are okay. Those emotions are normal. The other part of our definition of mindfulness is to pay attention to what's happening right now in our outer world. And we can notice and pay attention to the outside world using 5 important parts of our body. Our senses. We use our senses to pay attention to what's happening right now in the outer world. We can't use our senses to notice something from the past. I mean, I can't really taste the Coca-Cola that I drank yesterday. And we can't really use our senses to notice something from the future. I can't hear music from tomorrow. Our senses tell us exactly what's happening right now in this moment. And our senses are what we can see with our eyes, what we can smell with our nose, what we can hear with our ears, what we can taste with our tongue, and what we can feel right now. It doesn't just have to be what we feel with our hands. We can actually feel with our whole body. If someone taps you on the shoulder, I'm sure that you can feel it. And if you pay close attention, I think you can even notice what you can feel with your toes right now. Wiggle them around a little bit and see what you can feel. Now you know that mindfulness is paying attention with kindness to to what's happening in our inner world and our outer world. But we can break it down even more into 6 important parts of mindfulness that really do help you to have a healthy mind, a healthy body, and that can help you out with some life skills. Now, very quickly, those 6 important parts of mindfulness are: 1, our reactions. When we use mindfulness, we can create a time, a little pause, just a moment to take a breath between something that happens to us and our reaction. So if someone was very mean to us, we can have a little bit of space to breathe before we get angry and react. Mindfulness helps us to create a little bit of space and some time to take a breath before we react. The second important part of mindfulness is our emotions. Being able to identify how we're feeling and communicate what's going on inside of us. When we are able to acknowledge and identify our emotion, we're much better able to manage that emotion and control our behaviors. The third important part of mindfulness is attention. Being able to choose what you pay attention to and what you focus on. And the more you practice paying attention, the better you will get at paying attention. You'll be able to pay attention for longer and longer periods of time. That will definitely help out with your schoolwork. The fourth part of mindfulness that is super important is thoughts. When we can notice the thoughts that pop into our head, we can decide which thoughts are helpful and we should listen to those, and which thoughts are not very helpful, and we can choose to ignore or change those thoughts. The fifth important part of mindfulness is movement. By paying attention to the movement in our body and how we're feeling, we'll be able to notice what feels good and what doesn't feel good in our body. It will tell us when to keep moving and when to stop. And finally, the sixth important part about mindfulness is heartfulness. You can think about heartfulness as all those warm, fuzzy feelings that you get inside. We can share that warm, fuzzy feeling inside by being kind and caring. We can grow this warm, fuzzy feeling inside using gratitude and appreciation. You still might feel a little bit confused about what mindfulness is, and that is okay. The best way to understand mindfulness is to feel it yourself, is to do it and practice it. So let's do it together. 3 deep breaths. And for the next 3 breaths, I want you to focus on what you can feel inside right now. Not what happened this morning, not what's going to happen tomorrow, but just what you feel right now. Remember, whatever you feel, whether it's bored, happy, excited, or sad, all of those emotions are okay. Place one hand on your heart, maybe one hand on your belly, because then you can use that sense of touch to pay attention to what's happening in your body. And let's take one big breath in through our nose and breathe out. You might like to close your eyes or look down towards the floor. Breathe in. Pay attention to what you feel as you breathe out. And one last breath. Breathe in and breathe out. And that's it. You did it. You paid attention to what you could feel inside and outside using your senses just for this moment right now. The more you practice it, the better you'll be. So join me for more videos where we'll practice more mindfulness activities. Bye!